Take a look at these baby back ribs, smoky, juicy, crunchy on the outside, and so tender they're barely hanging onto the bone. Stick with me through this video and I'll show you the simple process that gets these results every time at the campsite. Alright, let's get our coals going. Not too many. You want it too hot in there. I like to use the chimneys to start the coal. This way you don't have any of that lighter fluid taste or anything like that in the meat. These things are really great. If you haven't tried them, give it a shot. All right, first thing we want to do is grab the skin off the back. You just slide a knife under there pretty easily, and then I usually just use a paper towel once I get it started and pull it off. Should come right off. All right, then we want to put our binder on. A lot of people use mustard. That's generally used for ribs. You can use anything really, don't overthink it. The purpose of the binder is pretty much just to have the rub stick to the meat so it can really get a good flavoring in there. I usually do use mustard. I use a coating of yellow mustard. This time I'm going to try some new barbecue sauce that I picked up, the Honey Hot, because I'm going to glaze this when they're done with it also. So we'll just put a thick coating on. All right, for this rack of ribs, we're going to put Sweet Rub of Mine on. Note the slash peg, that's pretty cool. This is a brown sugar-based rub, which I kind of like. It caramelizes when it gets hot and, you know, gives you that sticky, sweet tasting in the rib when they're done, and helps it, you know, give a little crunch. So give a nice layer. You know, don't be shy with this stuff. You know, get it in here good. See how it's just sticking to that binder. I don't know, for me, you could never have enough rub. Make sure you get the ends. Somebody's gonna have to eat that piece. All right, get all the insides here on the bone. Get the back side. A little more. And then when we fold it up, of course, it'll get all that too. And then what I usually do is I use the barbecue sauce also for a braising fluid. This is really what's going to help make it fall off the bone. This is going to kind of get hot, steam up through the meat, right? You don't want too much, just a little bit, because you're going to have a lot of juice come off these ribs naturally as they're cooking. So you'll see when you open this that a lot of juices come off. All right, they're looking pretty good. Let's fold this up and get it on the grill. I like to fold the ends up because when you open this later, you're going to have a lot of juice. So you don't want the juice coming out when you open this later to let some smoke get in. All right, here we have it. All right, let's get this on the coals. All right, the coals are ready to go. All right, what we want to do is just put them to one side. We're going to cook these on indirect heat for about 2 hours, 2.5 hours at least. And we'll push them all to the side. They're looking pretty good. Not too many coals. This might be too many, but we'll see. I could always close the vents down. But it's a slow cook, an easy cook, and a fun camp cook. Right? That's what we do when we come out here camping. We like to cook. I like to just toss 2 pieces of hickory on. Although the meat won't take too much flavor on right now while it's in the tin foil, it just smells nice at the campsite. All right, let's put this back on. Get our ribs on. Perfect size for my little Weber Potbelly travel size. All right, let's get that cover on. All right, we'll leave this now. We'll set this temperature to about 200 to 250. In between there is perfect. I'll leave it at least 2.5 hours, if not a few minutes more. And then we're going to come back. We're going to open the tin foil, put some fresh hickory on, and then we're going to let it sit another half an hour on 200 to 250, same temperature. Last step we're going to do, take the ribs off the tin foil, put them directly on the charcoal, and get that nice crunch going. Okay, it's been a little over 2.5 hours. What we're going to do is get this fire rebuilt, just get it nice and hot again, put some fresh coals on there, another piece of hickory, And then we're going to open this up, and this is the flavor part. We're going to let it sit there for about a half an hour. Same thing, about 200 degrees, but with the hickory smoke and charcoal, give it a little flavor. Another piece of hickory in there, some nice fresh coals. Let's get our ribs back on. Now what we're going to do is just open this up. Then what I'll do is I'll just let that sit there now with all the hickory and fresh charcoal, about a half an hour. And then we'll come back, take them out of the foil, put it directly on the heat, get it nice and crunchy on the outside. Keep that about 200 degrees, 225 degrees for this stage. Anywhere from 200 to 250 is good. All right, how good do these look? I'm gonna take them off this piece of tin foil now. I'm gonna take them off of here. I'm on a fresh sheet of tin foil. We're gonna get this coals fired up really quick. We want them really hot, so then we're gonna put the ribs right on here. This part you just wanna make sure you got even flame across the coals, because you're gonna lay the ribs right on top of here. Give it that last crunch. I'll just spray a little cooking spray on the grill, just to make sure they don't stick too bad. All right, let's get them on here. A pair of long tongs are good too, so you can really get under that rack of ribs like that. This is very helpful, especially when they fall off the bone. And you're basically just giving about 3 to 5 minutes on each side. Not too much. They're already cooked. You just want to get that crunch on the outside. Let's go ahead and flip them. That's what you're looking for. All right. These are looking perfect. Top it off with a little barbecue sauce. A little extra rub on top just to mix in. Look at this, right off the bone. Be sure to like and subscribe to be notified of new content, and thank you so much for watching.